Hello everyone, and welcome back to my personal channel, where we remember that the rules are made up and that the rich and powerful are the problem. A few weeks ago on this channel, we discussed a new app called BlackWolf. BlackWolf was run by Kerry King Brown, a licensed security professional who had decided to launch his own form of Uber, where every driver was a security professional who was armed in order to defend their passengers. Uber, but with armed drivers, a foolproof idea with a very clear market. And their marketing for this application heavily centered around how BlackWolf provides security for their clients in a deeply uncertain world.
Safety is always a concern in every major city. That's why I love using the BlackWolf app. I can go out with my friends and enjoy an amazing night in the city, and I don't have to worry about a thing. I feel nice and secure all night long.
During the course of this marketing, they also revealed some of their clients, including Marjorie Taylor Greene,
and protection, just like our Congress members and president,
who gave a ringing endorsement to this firm. They also supposedly provided security to Donald Trump and a bunch of rappers as well. We are revisiting this firm today because Fox 5 Atlanta decided to have their investigations team look into the BlackWolf app. Brief digression before we get into what they found. Fox 5 Atlanta calls their investigation team their I-Team, a convention shared by other media outlets and one that bugs me. I-Team sounds narcissistic. It's the team for I. An investigations team sounds like serious work done by professionals. Yet these outlets decide to call their investigations teams I-Teams. I don't get it, but that's not the point. The point is, what did this I-Team discover?
To provide security services in Georgia, a company has to be specifically licensed by the state to make sure the public is protected. All their employees have to be individually licensed under that company's name to make sure they're properly trained. But BlackWolf does not have a Georgia security license.
Yep, that's right. They were not licensed to be a security company, and not for lack of trying. Kerry King Brown had repeatedly been trying to get the company licensed, but he was not able to pass the written portion of the exam. When asked about this, Kerry explained that,
Is it hard?
it's extremely hard.
Hilariously, Fox 5 decided to interview another security professional named Obi Bryant, who had this to say.
I'm not going to say that it's not hard, but if you know the industry and you are qualified to do it, then you won't have any problems with it.
Really feels like Obi is saying that Kerry should have been able to pass the test if he knew what he was doing. But that's not even the funniest part yet. You see, Georgia state law also requires all security professionals to be individually licensed, and that license is associated with a specific firm, and they're only allowed to do their security work in connection with that firm. Kerry's license was associated with a firm called Lloyd Investigations. Fox 5 asked Kerry if Lloyd Investigations was aware of his side businesses and if they approved.
So does Lloyd know that you're doing this?
Oh, he does.
And they approve of it?
Yes, he approves of it.
Well, it turns out, despite Kerry's promises, they absolutely do not approve. The Fox 5 I-Team reached out to Don Warrington, who is the owner of Lloyd Investigations, and he told them that BlackWolf is illegal in the state of Georgia. He knew better. He can't open a company, carry guns, and transport people and tell them it's a tech company. That's right. Not only does the owner of Lloyd's not approve, he says it is illegal. Plus, unlike Kerry, he was actually able to pass the written part of the test. To really put a cherry on this sundae, Warrington of Lloyd Investigations almost immediately terminated King Brown's individual security license. That's right, not only is BlackWolf unlicensed, but now Kerry himself is unlicensed. The state security agency's board was also contacted by the Fox 5 team, and they informed them that the inquiry had been transferred to the Attorney General's office, who confirmed that they are currently looking into it. Kerry is potentially risking criminal charges in the operation of this pointless application. Despite this investigation, despite the fact that BlackWolf is unlicensed, and despite the fact that Kerry is unlicensed, he told Fox 5 Atlanta that he is still picking up clients, including celebrities, CEOs, and one politician. And that one politician is almost certainly the insurrectionist Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has previously endorsed this unlicensed security firm. Despite the lack of licenses in this ongoing investigation, Carey still thinks he should be allowed to do this because BlackWolf App isn't a security company, it's a technology company.
Well, I mean, it's simple. It's a tech company. Everybody thinks it's a security company. I'm not a security company.
You're offering security services.
Yes, sir. In the form of security services, yes, sir. Well, I know the state laws. I know how this works. So at the end of the day, that's why I didn't come out and say this is a security company.
In our last video about this company, I asked, do you need an armed Uber? Which had the answer, no you do not. And this service exists only to satisfy those who have an overinflated sense of self. Now we can add to that, even if you think you are important enough to need an armed Uber, and you aren't, you should almost certainly not use the unlicensed one that Marjorie Taylor Greene uses. If you're still curious about more of the backstory of this application in this company, make sure to check out the previous video on this. I just wanted to give you guys this really brief update on this because it is hilarious to me that this ill-fated idea was actually unlicensed and apparently maybe illegal. And so I wanted to give you guys all a brief update on that. Thank you for tuning in.